Today, many of us would be concerned with the forest environment, the plant species, the wildlife, and how we would handle this, and our conscience in relation to dealing with these issues in our careers and in our personal lives. What is undeniable is that we live in an age where we encounter essential modernization, which unfortunately tends to be destroying the forest ecosystems and nature, all in the name of progress and economic development. And in many cases with the aim of enriching a powerful few. So who are the victims in these cases? Obviously it's the environment, and of course the poor and other people whose resources are taken away as a result of development. So this happens when, on a global scale, when planners, the politicians, and businessmen neglect, or probably for some reasons do not consider the environment in their policies to that great extent. So what happens? Right? And before I go further, I'm not addressing this talk on behalf of UFRO. The opinions raised here are my own, and therefore feel free to discuss with me personally and not take it up on the organization in which I represent. So when nature is destroyed, livelihoods will be affected, that's for sure. Cultures, of course, will also be affected, and lives are lost in the case of environmental pollution. You have two perfect examples, many examples. You can think of the Chernobyl disaster and the big disaster in India many years ago. Many parts of our earth are falling deeper into the throes of an ecological disaster. Now, very often, humans, we are never satisfied with what we have. And it takes great discipline, great conscience, and personal commitment to avoid greed. And greed has led mankind to generally neglect the age-old obligation to protect nature. So why am I saying all this? So, despite all this, our human experience over the ages and among civilizations, there has been, and we must not forget, that there has been an awareness, a sensitive awareness of the delicate balance that has to be maintained between man and nature. So this is things that we often carelessly or accidentally forget when we deal with important issues to keep ourselves sustainable. So religions and philosophies have been around for many ages, and we tapped into those philosophies, and they bestow traditions of appreciating the complexities in the relationship within nature and between man and nature. So we have, or we may not have, religions, or we have philosophies that we have been bestowed it since young, and they all teach us on the necessity for natural resources to be nurtured to sustain man's continued existence. So, important issue is to strive for environmental stability and the sustainable use of natural resources. These are the cradles for development of humanity and civilization from these religious and philosophical traditions. Well, regardless of our religious beliefs or philosophical beliefs, all these philosophies, they exhort their followers to take good care of the environment. Okay? So religious teachers knew that appreciating nature, preservation of natural environment, and conservation of resources are essential components of man's relationship with his creator, with nature, with his fellow human beings, and thus with his own spirituality and material well-being. So, to expand it further, the strong links between man and nature as depicted in many major religions are traditions must in no way be regarded as regressive. Having a religion, having such a philosophy should not be regarded as being regressive traits in the respective society. They are part and parcel of scientific advancement. Okay? So many religions in the past, and I quote a few examples, there's the concept of man and nature permeated thinking and led to development of many sciences. So religions do have a role in the development of science and the development of our well-being. So they're not negative concepts, but a lot of it has to be revitalized and reconsidered in the way we handle policies in the future. So the science are also integrated in their respective beliefs and traditions. So it's okay to call upon your beliefs when you practice things that will benefit mankind. So, man's religious duty to conserve natural resources and protect the environment. These are the common grounds of the various philosophies and religions that we have in this world. And the other common ground is exhortations of religions to love, to show compassion, humility, understanding. These have considerable implications in the way we regard natural resources and the way we manage these issues. So we need an ecological equilibrium. It is a consequence of the dictates of the religious values of man's use and care for nature. So we have to be in harmony with nature whenever we make decisions that impact upon the environment. And it is a manifestation of man's harmony with his creator. So man is not allowed to exploit nature mercilessly, but instead to promote sustainable use of nature's elements. The keyword, the buzzwords, has to be sustainable use. Sustainable use of whatever resources that you have been tasked to manage. In our case here, we talked about the wood resources, the forest products resources, and also interlinked with it is the resources of the forest, without which the link is broken easily. So these further examples of what religions tell us, can teach us, the man generally has detached himself from his natural surroundings, and unfortunately, by neglecting these principles and traditions, he has perceived his role as that of a dominator or a conqueror of nature. And we try to manipulate nature in order to make our lives better, instead of coexisting with nature. So man creates an environment, unfortunately, where scientific technology is secularized. Right? In the absence of principles, he has created nature and he has secularized it. And what happens is that it leads man to disrespect nature and ultimately lose his humanness too. So there is a link. How we treat nature ultimately reflects on how we treat one another and in society and on a global scale too. So this is a short discussion. I won't go on and preach. It's not my role here. I put my head on the chopping block if I were to do more of that. But I would like to, this is the last slide of the talk, and I will take an opportunity to show you a bit more about what I do in my profession on behalf of UFRO. So the last slide here is that the humanness of life depends above all on the quality of man's relationship with his creator and to the rest of creation. The rest of creation is what we have on this earth. So there is a quote here. To the winds and to the stars, to the flowers and the beasts, to smiling and weeping humanity. This is its obligation. Now, I would like to digress a little bit to reflect on why this event has been held. It's a tree planting ceremony tomorrow, and the day after will reflect also our role for being here, and we are here to celebrate the World Wood Day, and in connection also with the International Day of Forests. And UFRO is a proud co-sponsor of this event, and this event has been organized by the International Wood Culture Society. So the underlining theme of this is the same: our obligations to society, and calling upon our reserves, our ideas, our philosophies, and these are the very same things that we strive to work on, right? As groups, as societies, as individuals. So these are the things that I will outline here. We have to respect, protect, and manage natural forest ecosystems. There are groups of people concerned with conserving the biological diversity of ecosystems, mainly tropical forests that are under threat these days, and deal with wildlife and other fauna. Also, our emphasis is to also protect and manage plant and tree resources, and to be considerate of the role of forests and its people, especially the rural communities who depend very closely on the various types of wood and non-wood forest products. And sustainable utilization of forest resources that equates to the sustainable utilization of forest products. Embrace sustainable wood culture. Okay? Wood is good if it's sustainable. Sustainable embrace of forest culture, and forest culture and wood culture goes hand in hand. So, academically, developments of science in the area of forestry and timber science is very important. It is there to help make our lives better, and it shapes our well-being with scientific development. So what is UFRO's role? I'm a coordinator of the Division 5 of UFRO, and I would like to share with you what the non-governmental organization, which is the International Union of Forest Research Organization, what it can do to benefit the society as a whole. So, I mean, some of you here have heard of UFRO for the first time, and I will take this opportunity to briefly outline to you what it does and what it can do to create a sustainable forest environment and sustainable future for people involved with forests. It is a non-profit organization. It's a network, international network of scientists, a vast international network of scientists representing several countries, and several universities and forest research institutes around the world. Its aim is to bring together these groups of scientists and organizations related to forestry research and to promote global cooperation of forest-related activities. It enhances the appreciation of the ecological, economical, and social aspects of forests and trees. So UFRO's role also involves dissemination of information, vital information related to forestry and forest management and forest products utilization to the community. They can use this information and make things better with the results and promote further cooperation in scientific research. Contribute to forest management in different regions. It contributes to formulation of forest policy, and the specific forest policies of UFRO strengthens research for global benefit, international cooperation. That's the most important aspect of UFRO, international cooperation between different peoples and different organizations. And in the process, it promotes cross-boundary communication. I belong to the Forest Products Division. It's a division concerned with the promotion of forest products research among the UFRO member countries, and also bringing in non-UFRO members among the audience or among the people to participate and be collaborating with UFRO members. I have three deputies. We have a term in which we do a lot of this networking, and from 2010 to 2014. So we have one deputy from the United States, Jamie, Dave Count from New Zealand, and we have a person from Finland, Pekka, and we work very closely in organizing and coordinating UFRO activities related to forest products research. And wood culture activity is just one of many activities that UFRO is co-sponsoring or supporting or directly involved as organizing it. So the Division 5, which is the division I'm addressing, is involved in the cooperation of many areas of forest products research. The quality of wood, you could see outlined there, these general aspects that many of you would find a niche in. And I welcome you to consider joining UFRO or contacting UFRO to express your interest to be collaborating with members. There are many UFRO members among us, and we will be happy to encourage you to become a part of the UFRO network of scientists. Physical, chemical properties of wood, the many areas of research that I will not outline, and of relevance to the wood culture community here, we have in an area of protecting wood from biodeterioration, we have also this address an issue called the wooden artifacts protection. So that is a new area in UFRO, and I'm sure you'll find something useful to you there. And it's also related to wood culture. So we have a working party on wood culture, and we have also a working party in the Forest Products Division addressing the wooden artifacts. Amongst all these areas of scientific activities that we are involved in. Now, in addition to this division, we cooperate among the different divisions. There are about 6 or 7 other divisions in addressing forest management, forest conservation, and overall, the divisions come together and address the strategic issues of UFRO for the 2010 and 2014 period. And these issues are very topical, and they are issues that will always be coming up for discussion at the global scale, and UFRO is also involved in these cases. The biodiversity conservation, the role of forests and climate change, forests for people, the indigenous, rural community, and how their lives are affected with the change of forest management, and how we need to consider people when we manage forests, not just for products. Forest bioenergy, the resources for the future, forest and water relations, forest and human health, and forest science education. So all these issues are addressed in various situations, in various scientific big cooperative forest bodies, and UFRO is taken on these issues as well because they are very important on a global scale. The International Wood Culture Society has done a lot to promote awareness of culture, that wood is good, and I thank the IWCS for giving me an opportunity to address, not as a keynote, but also to speak on other issues that are of relevance. And towards the end of my talk, as I said, we have an active working group on wood culture, and these are the members of the working group. Howard Rosen, who takes the lead of this working group, so do talk to him if you like to know more about how you can get involved in this working party on wood culture. So at the end of my talk, I would just say that certainly UFRO as an NGO do support the World Wood Day, and in connection also the International Day of Forests that will be held tomorrow. So with that, I thank you for listening.